Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining us from around the world. Welcome to Web3 Warriors, episode 82, featuring Kristopher Webster, aka Kbot, a co-founder of the Avatar Convention Center in the Metaverse, and a Metaverse builder and really strong Web3 advocate. Welcome, Kbot. How you doing?
Doing well, Dave. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everyone. What's going on out there? How you guys doing? Happy
Thank you for
Friday.
joining. You're looking like you're pretty decked out there. You got some pretty cool costumes behind you. We're hanging out in your Avatar Convention Center of the Metaverse as well. So really looking forward to talking about your amazing adventures and what you're working and building in the Web3 space. And as well, I know you have an event coming up that we look forward to kind of hearing about. So welcome everyone to Web3 Warriors. Thanks for joining. I'm your host, David Krome, go by Krome in the Metaverse. And like I said, today we're going to be looking at the Metaverse with Kbot and really talking about his projects and his adventures and his kind of history of building in the metaverse and building some pretty creative pieces and really looking at the kind of digital assets corner of the Web3 world and what's possible when it comes to the new kind of creator economy in the metaverse, and specifically when it comes to creating digital assets, which Kbot has created a lot of. Shout out to the whole community from the Avatar Convention Center. We got Amy, we got Brooke in here already, so I appreciate you jumping in. So yeah, looking at the topic of kind of events in the metaverse and really, looking at Halloween around the corner and maybe potentially celebrating Halloween in the metaverse as Kbot's working on. I really want to have a conversation around what's the potential of the metaverse. Like, what is it going to take to kind of take the metaverse to that next level? And, we've spoken with MetaDre, who's kind of blending the IRL events with the metaverse events, which is really fascinating. We spoke to Tang Poco, who does a lot of events in Decentralized and has a really cool kind of community that she's built out over there. So today we're going to be talking to Kbot really about what they're doing with the Avatar Convention Center. But the one string that kind of connects all of these, right, is community building and actually collaborating in the metaverse and having this new kind of opportunity to meet with people from a global background, no matter where they are in the world, and kind of coalesce around common ideas, around common agendas, and really have this new kind of platform to build in, and I think if we are going to take the metaverse to that next level, this is what is going to be required. It's got to be fun. It's got to be kind of intrinsically rewarding, right? It's not just about the money. It's not just about the investments and hoping that your plots of land go up in value, but actually building out and having fun in the metaverse. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I think Kbot is the right person to have on the episode on the show today to talk about this. So with that, Kbot, maybe before we really dive into the metaverse, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background and kind of what brought you to Web3 and why you are such a passionate advocate for Web3. So welcome to the show, and please share a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Dave. David, I must say you have been very instrumental in my journey, space. I really appreciate you. You're my brother. I feel like I've graduated with you as a student of Web3. My story starts in great state, Anna, where I was born and raised by my grandparents who adopted me. Both of them were into entertainment. My grandfather was, God rest his soul, he's a jazz aficionado there in Indianapolis. He attended the first segregated high school in that state called Crispus Attucks High School.
Wow. And did you say it was Atlanta? Sorry, you cut out a little bit on the city.
Atlanta.
Indianapolis. Okay, gotcha.
Correct, Indianapolis, right? So he was into jazz, and my grandmother was into opera and classical music.
Nice.
And they had a record label, and we used to walk around the street, my siblings and I, and selling his records. And he'd have a recording studio in the house. They were very technologically advanced. Every gadget that came out, video games, cable, TV, all kinds of communication devices, because he's also a military guy.
Nice.
So with all that, I took piano lessons. I played drums in churches and schools and civic centers, and I grew up in the opera with him. I was one of the children's opera singers. So very heavy into performing arts. and all my friends were, musician people and performing arts people. So that's the world I come from. And also, they had family members in California. So after I graduated from high school, it was very easy for me to make the transition to come to Los Angeles because I've been coming out here all my life. Um, so when you have family out here, it's easier to make the step out here.
No
But
doubt.
if you don't, it's hard because the cost of living out here is ridiculous. But I learned the entertainment industry is a very centralized legacy, who you know, what you know, who knows you, what do you, can you handle this environment that's sort of predatory and toxic.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of
So,
that from
oh my
Hakeem
God.
Draper. He schooled me to. I mean, I knew it was pretty bad, but after those rooms and those blockchain gospel rooms with Hakeem, I was like, wow, they're really predatory. That's like next level.
Yeah, it's bad. So I got a degree in music business. I should have got a degree in computer science, but it's fine. Um, I'm happy about my degree. Um, Went and worked at many entertainment companies, publishing companies, law firms, um, Universal Music Group, Showtime Networks. Uh, did a lot of acting, stand-ins, and background acting. Really taking in the industry. Worked with a lot of independent projects, student projects. Worked on many independent albums as a producer. And I also worked behind the scenes to make money as a human resources professional and an administrator at a lot of these entertainment companies. So I got both pieces of the pie of these, or sides of the structures of these systems. Um, and it takes a certain type of person to actually rise above and win in this situation. And, my heart was always into peace and calm and mental health. Um, and both my parents were educators. So, as a child, I was learning about music through them, and they both were educating me, and I loved it. It was like growing up in a magic. It was like growing up at Dumbledore Castle or some type of like magic place.
Very
So,
creative upbringing. Yeah, quite
yeah,
the
a very creative.
imagination.
Yeah, you could. I'm very lucky to have been able to have creative freedom all my life. Drawing pictures, media, video games, not making them, but playing them.
Mhm.
So, I created this thing called the Robot Puppet Show. Behind me is all of these materials behind me, I make money with.
Nice.
This is like a costume shop. The Avatar Convention Center is a continuation of my real life business. I own an events company that puts on kids club shows. We have the Robot Puppet Show at the Los Angeles Library. We have the
Nice.
Robot Puppet Show at kids clubs and marketplaces. And Ebot, the main character, he's in the other room sleeping. He's a puppy. I don't want
No
to bring him
doubt.
out right now. He's too much to deal with. Okay. So I had this, little character. I pitched my little robots puppet show to me, company out that, hey, without leverage, they're going to own whatever you pitch. And even after you do get a deal, they still own you. So if they're going to market you, they're going to own most of it. If they're going to put their money out, and I learned that it's like the business and then the creative side. So this is an independent company that I created. Of course, there's characters behind me that are legacy, branded IP. That there's Star Wars back there, Black Panther, there's Minecraft, there's Darth Vader,
Yeah, I feel like
Stormtroopers.
my son would have a lot of fun in that room right there.
Yeah, yeah. I have no problem attracting, parents and kids and companies to have me and my friends and colleagues do events. I'm an events guy. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, I've been doing this robot puppet show thing, and we did do some virtual performances, but it just wasn't like being in person.
Hmm.
And I started learning about Clubhouse, blockchain technology, and NFTs with the blockchain gospel and Kane Mayfield and Low Sleazy and Natalie Crew and Cass Vegas and Ira Rothkin and Alexander Damsker and Krista Kim and Cheryl Lazar and all these amazing people who were just talking in these spaces. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I was born for this.
Yeah.
They became celebrity. You guys became celebrities to me, and it was during that time. And Ope, oh my God, Ope, she started having these rooms too, and I felt comfortable talking in there. So I started developing my Kbot character because I always wanted to have a bigger, branded, strong robot character because I love robots since I was a kid. I can tell you guys that.
Nice.
I'm a creative robotologist. I've always loved robots. When I was a kid, there was the Transformers, there was the GoBots. Any robot character from, I don't care if it was an ancient robot, I wanted to see robots doing stuff. I wanted to see robots rapping. I wanted to see robots playing sports. I wanted to see robots singing. I wanted to see robots dancing. It was just an
So you just
obsession I
grew
had.
up to do all of that.
Yeah, I wanted to see it. I was waiting, like, I was waiting for it. And then I'm like, as I age, I was like, well, maybe since no one's making this, maybe I'm supposed to do it because
That's it.
I've always wanted to see it. So I put this Kbot character together, this guy right here. And with Blender, I learned that, which is a 3D program. It's free. I encourage anyone here who's listening to get Blender and start learning Blender. Blender is a 3D modeling software that I believe will be as essential as learning how to work an automobile in the coming years.
Wow.
So I say that to say, understanding 3D, okay, even if you can open up Blender and say, okay, Blender, I want a cube. I want a three-dimensional cube to turn into circles. And then I want confetti to cover it.
Right.
And that's all I want. I want to create a cube, make it turn with confetti as an animation. Boom. That's all I encourage you all to start with. Once you start, you will start understanding how important the metaverse is, AR is, augmented reality, and XR, because it is on its way to becoming very important. Okay, so I'm a music guy who was into technology and video games, and I play everything: World of Warcraft, Counter Strike, Diablo, Doom, Call of Duty. I'm even in Roblox right now.
Dang. Even while you're building in the metaverse, you still getting pulled into Roblox?
Roblox, Minecraft.
Wow.
I'll play anything, PlayStation, because my neighbor below is a producer for Sony, and he also went to the college. We went to CSUN, Cal State Northridge, and they have a pretty good computer science program. So, it's kind of hard now because not him, but a lot of people were laid off in this time from the tech companies. So there's a cultural battle going on right now between the utility of blockchain technology and legacy utility.
Tell me about it. It seems like quite the battle.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking too much.
No,
Please,
it's all good. I don't want to lose track of that piece you talked about, though, with like taking what you were already doing in the real world, which is kind of dressing up and having these really cool costumes and entertaining kids, and then bringing that into the metaverse, right, and into the digital world. And now you had this character Kbot that you had imagined, and now you bring that into the digital world too. So I can see how that evolution's happened. And like me, went through the College of Clubhouse and blockchain gospel and other community, blockchain communities. So it's been quite the kind of experience for sure. So looking at that piece, like, have you really leaned into the idea of digitizing all of these costumes? I'm looking right now at a poster you have in your lot talking about the avatar costume shop. So it looks like you've definitely created kind of voxels versions of some of these things. I'm seeing the Stormtrooper, which you have over your shoulder, also on the poster here. So what kind of
Five Nights Freddy's?
Yeah, how do you see that kind of unfolding? How do you see it evolving from here now that you have jumped into Web3 kind of with this background around costumes and entertainment? How is it coming to life in the digital world, really?
Okay, thanks for asking. So Amy, Marcella, and I have been working in the Avatar Convention Center for over 20 months now. Together, we have had 2 digital birthday party experiences where, for example, a kid will have a birthday party, a Star Wars themed birthday party, and they'll have the party in real life at their home or some type of community center. And what we do is we create the 3D space and have a digital twin of that party where the kids and the families can go in there and walk around. It's still new, it's still kind of clunky, and the kids are really young. So when you're out with your phone and you're clicking on this stuff, you really don't know what's going on. And I've also learned that, adults really haven't connected moving their avatars in 3D. They just, for some reason, they have their phones and they'll swipe for everything. They'll go up and up and down, left and right, swipe. But when it comes to 3D, they freeze like a deer in the headlights. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I heard it.
Right.
So teaching 3D and kind of leaving out the game part is a challenge, but it's coming, and more parents are warming up to it. Talking about NFTs, forget it. Just don't say crypto.
I feel like getting them into the metaverse is a little easier than getting them into NFTs, right?
You cannot say the word crypto. You cannot say the word NFT. And if you say metaverse, they think of this Oculus thing. Oh yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. So what we did was we said, okay, you're going to get a free 3D space with this event you're booking. Oh, okay, great. So we get a few of them in there and walking around and stuff. So that's kind of how we're bridging it. You don't want to say, oh, for another $200, you all can go in there and buy stuff or play a game. We'll get there, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you make it experiential, but you don't make it like a line item in the budget necessarily. Like you
right.
kind of do it as a kind of extra. It's like a bonus.
Yeah, but we're working on onboarding them in a way that they can, wow, we can tokenize this experience and have it for the future, and we can come back here and go inside of this space that we saw for Billy's little 5th birthday. Now he's 10 or 17, right. And we have what happened there. We tokenize that experience digitally, but educating them about that in the middle of organizing a party for 50 to 100 kids, sort of like,
no, for sure. It's little micro steps, one step at a time. But that's really cool that you took the initiative to have that kind of phygital component to the events, right? And so now you're extending into it. So tell us a little bit more about, the Avatar Convention Center. Shout out to Amy. What kind of gave inspiration to that? What made you kind of come up with that idea? And what's the kind of end goal? What are you working towards? And then maybe we can jump into the event and other things.
Okay. Diving deep into this space, I feel like I was born for this. My last name is Webster. Okay. It's just like I was
all about
made
the web, right?
Right, web. So when I found out that virtual real estate was possible on a blockchain ledger that was decentralized, after all the work I've done in the entertainment business, after all these apps I've signed their terms of service for, and them changing the algorithms, them suspending my friends, them not pushing the content that I want, or putting other things in front of my community that I thought that I was, we're making content for algorithms. And when I figured out through Clubhouse 2021, class of 2021 was really a game-changing time for me. When I found out there was a metaverse place and everyone there was bullish about it, and in there, like Low Sleazy was in there, and Q, and just it was just like amazing. And I had to have virtual real estate because it would be I own without a bank being in the middle of it. And that really inspired and intrigued me, okay, because it's almost like we exist to pay banks. Like they're in every little transaction we make. And this was an actual asset that I can purchase peer-to-peer directly. I know there's risks, but it was so beautiful to me. And working with OPE over the year, and the others in the spaces about dressing these avatars, Kane Mayfield was the first rapper I saw rap in the metaverse. And all these characters had their wearables on their avatars, and I was in there, the only one in there looking like a mannequin. And that changed me. I'm like, wait a minute, everyone here is having a good time. They have their names over their head. They have all these cool little costumes they're wearing on their avatars, and I'm over here naked. So
Can't
when
be naked
people
in the metaverse.
can't be naked in the metaverse, but then I found out those are NFTs. These wearables are inside their wallet that they own. They can mint them and trade them and give them away or sell them. And I was like, what? I have to do this. How do you do that? Oh, you can't mint a wearable in voxels unless you own a parcel. So I was like, okay, I have to own one of these things because I want to dress myself. And around that time, oh my God, ETH was around, one ETH was around $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, and these lots were going for over an ETH or something.
Oh my God. So, here's the thing for me though. That was the reason why I got into this, to have my own real estate and to have my own digital assets or my own wearables. And that is where I am still now. So everything literally starts from your avatar. You cannot even dress yourself without naming it, which is also minted as NFT. Your name is minted as NFT. Your shoes, your hat, your clothes, it's all NFTs. Yeah. So it starts with you. This space starts with you. It doesn't start with the crazy jackals or the lizard leopards or whatever you want to call it that they're putting out. And I always came with that, and I'm still there. It starts from me. Like, this space starts from me, and I need to mint for me. Anyone listening, would you, being naked, not having any clothes, go out and buy Taylor Swift's purse or Snoop Doggy Dogg's pants before you dressed yourself? So for anyone who would buy an NFT and have an NFT themselves, that's where that education comes in. So train going by. So the train was giving me like, yeah, I agree. Dress yourself, take care of you, just like you go on a plane. You put the mask over your face, then you take care of the other. That should be the ethos of the internet altogether. I don't know what happened, that we're taking care of this major conglomerate, we're taking care of this corporation, and not ourselves. So the Avatar Convention Center was a culmination of everything I learned in Clubhouse and my family, and what I want with Hollywood and owning myself. So, and Ope and my friends, you guys, Web3 community, I love you guys forever. This is like, it had to happen, and it's still happening. Like, even
ongoing
now,
project, man. It's a project in motion, like we're still relatively early as far as I'm concerned. I think, to that point, talking about that ownership, talking about the fact that, you jumped into the digital world and then learned that all these different wearables and, digital assets were actually NFTs, right? So it's not like you said, Roblox or even Minecraft, you can buy certain assets, you have them in the game, but you don't have them outside of the game. You can't sell them for real world value, right? So how important do you think that is? And how do you kind of foresee that side of it evolving? How do you see the market evolving from here?
Well, it's still going to be an uphill battle because the gamers, I don't know if take the assets out of the game, because it might, what's the word? It takes away from the universe of the game. If you can take out an asset, sell it, or take it away and do something else with it somewhere else, or maybe they're being brainwashed some kind of way to not see it as value.
Yeah, I think it's a weird, because I get this a lot. We've talked about Web3 gaming quite a bit on the show for sure, and we've heard from gamers, because I was streaming Rocket League tournaments before I had ever streamed anything about NFT or the metaverse, and so what I've seen a lot in the space is that there's this idea that because you're making money off of a video game, you're now working, right? And you're not just having fun. And so it's this kind of idea that we can't be, selling and trading and having actual economic value out of it and having genuine fun. Like, it has to be one or the other, and I think that's unfortunate. Shout out to TP. I see you running around in the Avatar Convention Center. What's up?
You know what?
How do you feel about that kind of juxtaposition, right? And I think that from a gamer perspective, I see it and I agree to an extent it shouldn't be about the money. But I also think that for the creators, the ability to create something and actually sell it and then know that you own it and have it into the future is pretty exciting too, you know?
Yeah, it's two things too. If you're in a world working for this game and you won and you've built community and you guys show up, like we show up, and then these outsiders come in, either they're, hey, you haven't been here as long as me, how dare you? Or, you were rich, you're gonna buy everything, or all of a sudden you're something and we've been here. And I think that actually happens digitally. And then the second thing is the corporations that own this, just like these apps, Twitter, TikTok, they want you there. They want you to stay there.
This
so
is the
they can
problem.
sell you ads.
This is the Web 2 that we're up against, right? This is the Web 2.
They want you around, like you can't leave. You're not, hey, you can't go anywhere, you know? But imagine being left in the city. You can't leave the city. If you leave the city, you have to take off your clothes, give us the card. You can't live anywhere. And then when you come back, we'll let you wear these clothes again. That's digitally what's happening here. Okay,
kind of.
But see, David, not to cut you off, but this is we'll get through the game part, but when we go to the commerce part, there's a huge opportunity here to educate commerce. I think we're a little too artistic centric and game centric, and we need to become more utility centric. So we're solving problems. We're paying bills. We're saving time. We're connecting easily, and we're peer-to-peer transactions. So let me just rest right there and let you go. Sorry.
No, that's amazing. And that's exactly the emphasis that I'm trying to focus on. But to your point, I think we're up against that Web 2 piece, right? We're up against the idea that data, the lack of data sovereignty, and really just kind of manipulating your data, making it so putting the most kind of emotionally charging content in front of your face so that you'll click on things, and all this kind of weird outcome of Web 2 that we're at right now. That's kind of what we're up against, right? And I don't know if Web3 can kind of change it overnight, obviously not. But the hope, I think, is that data sovereignty can kind of be ushered in through Web3. And I think that, in the metaverse battle, I feel like, to your point earlier about the culture war, right? There's this idea of is the metaverse the metaverse, right? The horizon, the idea that we're going to be in this immersive, always on immersive world in the future, but it won't necessarily be on the blockchain, right? And I feel like this continued FUD around the blockchain has, a purpose, right? To your point about the culture war, So how do you see that kind of shaking out? And do you think that we have to do more events like what we're talking about today with the Halloween in the metaverse, or just building community in the metaverse? Is that the solution? Because I feel like it's obviously not going to be money, because they have all the money in the world, so it's got to be what's going to push the culture to embrace Web3 and embrace kind of data sovereignty and embrace true ownership of your digital assets, which these other kind of more centralized platforms don't really offer, right?
Yeah, I believe it comes down to the freedom of information and enjoy learning and higher learning. But when you kind of pull the curtain back, you're charging for information. A lot of this information should be open. Critical thinking, emotional intelligence, financial literacy, and even the ability to not be penalized for asking questions. A simple question. I go to the bank, I ask them, how much do you guys pay for rent? They look at me like I'm crazy. There's too much we don't know. We don't know where the money of our money just literally just disappears.
Yeah.
And we don't know where it's going. And then their data is digital, is a digital asset. So if you are okay with someone coming into your home and just, okay, David is looking left, David is looking right, David is just drank this, David is talking to this person, David is turning the lights on, David is watching this, and they're just in your house just telling somebody everything you're doing. all day.
You probably
David
wouldn't be
is
okay
sleeping.
with that, right?
David is waking up. David is going to drink some, eat some potato chips.
This
Like,
is our
that's
reality, though,
literally,
Kris.
that is what's happening. And we don't know it because we're so brainwashed or indoctrinated to look over here, look at this thing, look at this football game, look, he threw that ball, wow, look at this woman over there, look at this celebrity, oh, she's crazy, she's jumping, she's pregnant. I mean,
it's a lot.
come on, man.
It's a lot, man. Yeah, so that's what we're up against, I think. And to your point, I think it's just going to be a culture shift is all we can bank on. And those of us pushing the opposing kind of possibilities, right, have to just keep pushing, I think, and hope for the best. But getting back to the Avatar Convention Center, I don't want to lose sight of the event. I definitely want to give you an opportunity to have a full promotion of this really cool Halloween event. So we're hanging out in the plot. I'm seeing vampires floating around, a whole bunch of fire. You know, what is the plan for Halloween next week in the metaverse? What's good?
Yeah. Okay, everyone, get ready. The plan is to have fun. All we want to do is have fun.
Nice.
Okay, that's the plan. The plan is not to sell NFTs. The plan is not to have 100 million people show up. You know, all these vanity metrics is really toxic, and it's not helping our mental health. The plan is connect. The plan is to understand. The plan is to be educated on what's possible. So, you know, a lot of Web3 projects, they're doing it, man. The plan is decentralized professionalization. The plan is understanding what works with little, because I'm seeing a lot of projects, big projects, and the other side of it is like people are burnt out. They didn't make any money. They're shutting down. This didn't work. Look, there's plenty of money to be made in real life and Web 2. And if you're coming in Web 3 with scarcity, you already lost. We need to come in there.
Say it again. Say it again.
If you come in Web 3 with scarcity, you're already losing. If you are coming here to make money so you can pay for your phone bill, or you got to hurry up and buy this car, or you need money so you can fly to France to this next event, this is what's messing this shit up. So I'm so sorry to say that. Okay, now a lot of people made a lot of money back in 2020 and 2021, a little bit of 2022. And let's all take a step back and figure out what we love and start from that. So the Halloween Metaverse Festival is what it is. It's a festival. We're going to go in there. We're going to see what we like. We're going to use what works and learn from it and see what doesn't work. We're going to bring in people who are not Web3 natives, and we're going to bring, and most people will probably come in through their phones. Most people won't have an avatar. Most people won't know how to move. And we need to start educating everyone we're onboarding, but not expecting them to pay us just because they showed up. Now, that's my own ethos as of this moment. Even others in the community might have others, and I'm okay with that. So if you would like and sell your NFTs and, you know, get your space in there for free, we'll welcome anyone, and bring people in there and get your stuff going, we will help you do that. But I want to come out on the other side of this feeling good. I want to feel like, yeah, you know, we worked on this, we did that, and next time we're going to be even better. Not that, oh, we only made $20,000. We were supposed to make 50, so to hell with this. Right. You know, I'm tired of that.
Yeah, it's discouraging, right? And we hear a lot of discouraging sentiment. And to your point, it's scarcity that's the issue. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money and people making money. And in fact, that's what we're all about on the show, right? Is the idea that this is a new layer of the creator economy, right? We're creating opportunities. We're giving people new avenues to create revenue, yes. But there's also new avenues to create community. There's new avenues to create a whole digital world for your own reasons. It doesn't have to be for financial reasons, right? It can be for whatever, you know, reason you have to actually call people to your spot in the digital world and coalesce around an idea. And like you said, it's about having fun for a lot of us, you know, and I think that those of us who are here to have fun and to learn about the technology and actually help push things forward, you know, are still here, while others are very discouraged and feeling that their bag is under, or they lost all their money and they walked away, you know. So I don't want to give a shout out to Amy. She said, build it and they will come. Definitely respect that. And Brooke was saying that Kbot is so serious about this and that we're going to have a blast at the Halloween event. So that's what's up.
We are having a blast. I love Brooke. I love Amy and everyone else we're working with. I hope that we can build. This is okay. You got to crawl before you walk. Web3, the metaverse blockchain. It's like a baby. You can't expect a baby to go out and become a superstar athlete. You have to nurture it. You have to let it grow and give it milk and pat it and burp it and take care of it when it's ill and love it no matter what. So why would you treat this any differently? I mean, and I'm having a blast because my heart's in the right place and we're having a good time and I'm connecting with people like yourself and others in the space that I know will last a lifetime. So that is more valuable than money. And the money that I want is from corporations.
No doubt.
I believe they owe us money and I want their money. You hear that, Mr. Corporate Person?
There you go.
I want your company's money. I don't want Susie taking care of her kids, trying to pay her mortgage, or Danny over there who's just lost his job, or Billy who's working at the Walmart. Oh, I want Walmart. Okay. We want corporations to purchase our NFTs. We want to teach them the ethos of Web3. We want to educate people. And I know if we have a good time, we cannot lose. And if we start from where our heart is at, my heart is with entertainment and family entertainment and teaching. I want to be the Walt Disney of the metaverse, but a decentralized Walt Disney that actually shares with the creators.
Amazing.
And the janitor, everybody,
everybody who's involved.
Anybody
right?
can get in on this, man.
That's it.
The Uber Eats person, the receptionist, everybody should get a piece of this, not just 10 dudes or 10 women or 10 guys. We got to share this stuff, man, because what is happiness? What good is having all this money if you're not happy?
Yeah, you know, and I think there's no shortage of money. That's the other thing. That's why I loved what you said about scarcity. You know, if you're coming in with the scarcity mindset, you're already losing, and that's for sure. Because it's just, the whole idea is that we've been sold a lie, essentially, right? Which is that, like, everything is so limited and everything, you know, you need to get to it first, and fear of missing out is justified and all this kind of stuff. Like, no, you know, there's so much out there. There's so much money to be made out there, but there's also so much creativity out there to take part in and learn from. And the technology, like you said, is in this kind of baby stage. So there's no loss really from being involved. So I want to hit on what you're saying about the decentralized angle. You know, I think we talked about Horizon a little bit and what Facebook is kind of trying to do, and the way they treat your data. So looking at the decentralized spaces, right? So right now we're hanging out in Voxels. That's where the Avatar Convention Center is. We've talked about Decentraland as well. Both are fully on chain. All of their digital assets are actually NFTs. And now we have like Other Side and Sandbox that are still kind of under development, but also very on chain metaverse spaces. Do you have a favorite current kind of on chain metaverse? And how are you looking at kind of the whole landscape? To your point, right? It's not about scarcity. It's not like one has to beat them all. They can all kind of do their own thing. But are you happy about the way things are evolving? And yeah, do you have a favorite, if I have to ask?
You know, today my favorite metaverse is Macy's.
You say Macy's?
Yeah, Macy's just opened their metaverse today.
Macy's, like the store?
Macy's department store. I know it sounds crazy. I just went there last night. Listen, you guys got to go in there and check it out because they're combining legacy, style, and utility. Now, I say that to say they have these giant clothes. They have these giant avatars without any bodies, just clothes walking. And they're like the size of buildings, in between buildings. So it seems like you're in New York. So they're showcasing giant clothes, right? in your avatar, which is connected to Ready Player Me. We'll discuss that in a second. But you're going inside, you're walking down the street, and basically you have to jump in the air, like 300 feet in the air, to look at their avatar, look at the closed avatar, and you have the option of buying it, and your avatar just floats down looking at it. And you walk to the next one, and you jump in this next little trampoline thing, and your avatar slowly goes up and slowly comes down as their giant avatar is moving. And I haven't even gone to the main floor. So the creativity is very impressive there. Now, when it comes to your data, when it comes to the creators of these clothes, we got to get that down. Okay. If the metaverse is in a grocery store like Walmart, if you're going to go into the Walmart's metaverse or Macy's metaverse, everyone who participated in creating this thing should get some credit and some acknowledgement. We are in the age of data. There's no good reason not to let people know who created something. And that is the big problem I have with a lot of brands, all of them. These brands are coming into Web3, they're making these drops, but they're not giving the creators any credit of who made this dress, who made these shoes, who made this avatar, who built this environment. And that has got to stop. What is the problem with giving people credit for what they made? Okay, like I should at least be able to click on. They're saying hurry up and buy it. You can click on it and buy it. Well, damn it, tell me who made it.
Yeah, so click on it, get details. So were those pieces at the Macy's, for example, I assume are not on chain? Like it's just kind of in their own little central thing? Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's
because if it's on chain, you can put all of that information like right in the NFT, right? And then you have it on there forever. You know who made it, you know, and you get all these kind of additional details with your purchase, right? That's kind of the advantage.
Legacy brands, what is wrong with details? Who designed Mrs. Butterworth? You see the Mrs. Butterworth bottle?
Right.
Going to the grocery store? That is a work of art. Okay, you told me who made Barbie in the movie. I saw the Barbie movie, right? So they went deep into who made the Barbie character. And Barbie was the first product that actually became a character. So when I see the Mrs. Butterworth movie, or Jolly Green Giant, or all these Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger, the Michelin Man, I want to know who designed this stuff. I want to know that their family is being taken care of from the creator that made this. So that is the challenge we in Web3 have to educate people who don't really care, or they didn't think that it was ever something to even know about. But we're in the age of information and digital data. So your data is important. The data of people who created everything we love is important. And it's time to start showcasing that. If I see a movie in the metaverse and I want to pause it and walk around in the scene and I see a hat I like, or I like the way the guy did the lighting, I should be able to click right on that thing and get all the data, like, you know, Jerry Johnson did at the
You're on the next level then, man. Immersive film, you know, that's like Web4 film or something. I don't know.
All of it, man.
Yeah, man.
I want to know recipes. I want to know, but that's what an NFT is. It gives you data and it gives you ownership. So, you know, it's a long road, though. I know people don't give a damn, but they don't because we've been indoctrinated and trained not to.
Yeah, and we're just early. I think the more people realize there is an alternative, especially when it comes to this whole data thing, like that analogy you just gave about like people knowing every little move you do in your house. No one wants that. But why are we okay with it through our phone, where it's like even more invasive, arguably, than just walking around your house, frankly?
The TV,
you know,
the smart TVs, smartphones, your computer. We're surrounded by being like literally monitored.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
The dash cameras, what do you call it? The DoorDash with the Ring cameras.
Everything, every digital item is all synced up and feeding some big cloud at this point. And not to be too scary, because in the end, I think there's innovation and things are there for a good reason. I have an Alexa. I have no problem, talking to sometimes.
Yeah, she's listening to you right now. She's telling people you're smiling and talking.
Yeah, I bet you she is.
Okay, so if but David, I ask people, how much is your data worth? We don't really know.
Nobody knows. That's the problem.
Well, My data is worth $120 a minute.
Let's go.
So
My data is worth at least that.
maybe these Web2 companies can't afford you, but they're making sure you don't understand that, because once you understand it, you're not going to be clicking on it because you're going to be demanding. But it's our job to whistle blow data metrics and understand it.
Yeah, I tried to unplug from Meta to the extent possible, but I'm still on Facebook, just having some debate stuff sometimes. So I do want to get your thoughts on like Other Side and Sandbox, for example, right? Like these are a couple that are promising to be very on chain, but have also allowed for a heavy amount of what I would call speculation, right? We're seeing people who bought Other Side plots for like 10 Ethereum, and now they're worth maybe 1.5 Ethereum or something. So they're way underground. You got quite the costume
go
going
ahead.
on
I'm
there.
listening. Other Side.
All right. You can't throw me
It's
off.
Friday night.
So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the Other Side and these kind of metaverses that have promised a lot but have yet to deliver?
Okay, they should be called Oversight. They're overthinking it. They're overdoing it.
No doubt.
I mean, if you get evaluated in 1 year of $8 billion, that's a hell of a burden. Now everything you do has to be has to be $1 trillion. Oh man, you only made $1 billion. Oh, we gave you 8, and you only made $1 billion. I mean, damn. Like I was telling some people this last year. This space, okay, when you read a book, it's just you. When you look at something, it's just you. When you cook something and give it to your family, maybe there's 3 people there, maybe one, you're making it for yourself. You're not making a cheeseburger or a vegan sandwich for 1,000 people. The point I'm making is, why would you think you can make $1 billion when you can't make $1? The Other Side, I know they'll never do this. They should become the 99-cent store of the metaverse. They should be making stuff for anybody to come in there for $1 and just give us $1 and just walk around and help us make this thing. One of you guys giving us $1 is going to give us some ideas. And when you give us an idea, we're going to reward you. But no, you can't get in here because you don't have an 8.
Right.
Do you know how I tried my hardest to become a part of the Bored Ape community without giving them $100,000? And it was just not possible. They're going to Hong Kong on private jets, and they're probably going to be, they're just overdoing it. So that should be a lesson to us. Just because you're throwing money at something, you're making it. It doesn't take 4 people to make cornbread or some cookies, man. All of us, most human beings are just really basic, simple people who just want to have a good time. We don't need caviar at Jack in the Box. Okay. So I saw the Other Side, and I went in there, or excuse me, I saw the videos. It was 1,000 apes running around in a white space with just chaos, just jumping around. And they were all so happy they were there. Oh, we're here. We're all rich. We're all connected. If you're in here like me, you're better than everybody else, right? That's the vibe I got. But I was like, okay, how in the hell are you going to manage 20,000 people doing one thing in a place that's not regulated? What are you guys doing in here? Then you made the doo-doo dash where they're going to be in the toilet. You got to flush your avatar down the toilet, go into the sewer, and find some shit. And that's so, I'm working on Shitverse, but maybe after the holidays we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But come on, guys. I'm sorry I said that. If any kids are watching this, please bleep that out. I apologize. But it's Friday night here at the Avatar Convention Center, where you can come and make your metaverse dreams come true for nothing.
That's what's up. I feel it. I feel the energy, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, but do you think they're redeemable, I guess, is another question, right? Like, do you think that Other Side, even though it may be overvalued, is still, something to look forward to? Or are you kind of just like on to the next thing?
Well, they have enough money to make mistakes and figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't FOMO in. I know some people with land there, and they're very, okay, Man, I just like voxels.
Yeah, it would have been awesome to be in like early on, I think. But yeah, definitely for those who bought in at the six figures, I feel for them a bit, but at the same time, not really.
You know why I like voxels?
Yeah.
Because it's up to you, and all of this is up to you. If you're in decentralized, that means you can't have this building make everything and then you go in there. You have to make the building.
Hmm.
And I find that very empowering. Some people don't, they don't have time, or they don't feel like it, or they're not passionate about it. And
Right.
you got to be interested in it. But I don't discount the other side at all. I mean, I don't like the monkey thing, but I'm out here in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure there'll be a Bored Ape movie, video game out, and just like this pudgy penguin I have right here, I have
There
a
you
pudgy
go.
penguin.
Got a
They'll
pudgy
probably
penguin
have
from
this available.
Walmart.
Yeah, this is a birthday gift. Yeah, happy birthday to my fellow Libra, David. Both
That's
of us are
it. Happy
Libras.
birthday, man.
Okay. Yeah, so I actually asked for this for my birthday.
Nice.
This is a Pudgy Penguin NFT. It is the first mass-produced NFT from the Pudgy Penguins community. So now I have the physical and the virtual. I have not redeemed the NFT yet, but I believe this is where everything is probably going to have to go to for the time being. A physical and digital version of your drop of your NFT. Now, if you can't do that, wait until you can, or create some other value. But just dropping a digital NFT right now and selling it out, I'm sort of like on the fence about that.
Yeah, it's a tough
That's just me,
slog
though.
right
I
now.
mean,
Unless you're
other
someone
people
who's
sell
like a quote unquote influencer, or you've got a very dedicated and awesome community, and if so, power to you, because that's awesome.
Yes,
but yeah,
exactly.
it is difficult right now to be on that that hustle to sell out an NFT, especially if it's a high volume. Lots of NFTs you're trying to sell.
But if you're giving them away and you're teaching, I mean, that's fine. Or if you're selling NFTs right now, digital collectibles without physical, then I would love to talk with you, but I probably already know some of you,
Yeah.
And one of my weaknesses is not really marketing, because I love to create. I'm one of those creator people who like to create. So that's my weakness, is creativity, as opposed to damn all that. I'm just gonna go market this stuff. And I like having
Yeah.
a balanced life. I like going out, meeting people, going to the gym, seeing my family, hanging out, eating. I just can't, I like to be a whole person.
Exactly.
But I don't want to burn out through this space. I've seen too much people get burnt out.
I'm with you, man. Maybe it's the Libra energy. I don't know, but
Yeah, man.
we need that balance, right? We're trying to balance things out, man. We can't just be
I'm getting
jumping all in one way.
exercise, eating, smiling, and interacting with people who have nothing to do with this stuff every day.
There you go.
For balance. But don't get me started, though, because they don't want me to start talking about this. I won't stop.
I know you're passionate, man, for sure. So I was surprised when I asked you about your favorite metaverse and you said Macy's. That took me off guard.
Look,
but I know you love voxels, right? And I want to know.
No, my favorite centralized metaverse right now is Macy's and Roblox.
Okay, centralized. But decentralized, voxels still got your heart.
Decentralized is voxels, hands down.
Nice.
Now, wherever you start, you'll probably be biased, and that's probably because I know people like Upland and people on Second Life. Some people are bullish about Grand Theft Auto or Counter-Strike or World of Warcraft or Call of Duty, and that's where they live.
Those are just video games. But I agree, they are still metaverse for sure.
That's where they live, man.
Yeah,
so I can't, but see, they all have to coexist and interoperate, and if they don't, that's fine. Like, if voxels doesn't turn into something huge, that's going to be fine, because guess what? What you learn in there, you can apply it everywhere. So that's why it's important to me to learn that, because what I've learned there, I can apply it to other places or even educate other places. So,
and would you say that's what kind of lured you into voxels in the first place, was just the ability to kind of build out fairly easily, and also just the accessibility of it, like the fact people can jump in on their phone, and you don't need like a super heavy duty computer to run it. What kind of, why do you love voxels so much, aside from it just being your kind of first real metaverse experience? But
I love voxels because it's the first 3D creative place that you can own and connect and collaborate and educate and sell and trade and build. So
that's what's up.
My friends from Clubhouse that no longer are there or taking a little break because they were bullish about it, because there's the crypto kitties, the Afro droids, the Pepes, the rare Pepes, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the crypto punks. They're in voxels. That's like a museum of the metaverse, and that that is enough to get me like, yo, that is serious. So whatever's made after that, it doesn't matter, because that's like saying, look at all the different things that have been made after something that started. You're still never going to take away the value of something that was dope. So if it's good, it sticks, it stays.
And it's got that provenance, right? We love that word in the NFT world, provenance, right? You were there at that moment, that piece of time. Basically, voxels got like 2020 and 2021 all bottled up in this metaverse, and you can go visit different plots, and it's never going to go anywhere, right?
Voxel's architect is in voxels. They just sold the first home that had a physical house for $12 million.
Damn.
Okay, so Voxel Architects has Decentralized, Sandbox, and voxels. They're all on the Ethereum blockchain.
Nice.
Now, we need to understand what that means. That is huge. I believe everything of value, at least half of everything of value at some point, will be on a blockchain ledger, because it's better than writing on a piece of paper and trusting this building to take care of it. I don't know how long paper is going to last. Paper is not sustainable. So, we need to evolve. So this is the evolution of technology and trust and peer-to-peer and global collaboration. So who wouldn't want that? But they're not. It should be blockchain. I'll tell Eamon this all the time. Blockchain technology should be emergency broadcast television education channel on television 24 hours a day.
That was if the government wanted to embrace the innovation, but unfortunately they're siding with the big banks and trying to stifle innovation, at least in America more so, but in other corners as well.
Let me give the sound effect for that one. Okay, this is the sound effect I have for the banks.
Fail.
Yeah. So, I challenge anyone here to go to the bank and ask them, hey, when are you guys going to sell crypto? They look at you like, oh.
Well, we'll see. Something's around the corner, some big change. Whether the banks embrace it or not, I think we may be banking ourselves pretty soon. So I do want to thank you for this opportunity, man. It's been a really great conversation. I got a couple more questions, but I want to give the opportunity to anybody watching, if you have any questions as well, as we start to wind down here. Definitely feel free to ask them in the chat. But I appreciate those who have been watching and hopefully learning a lot about the metaverse and what's going on. So what is the exact date and time of the Halloween event? We got a magic trick going down on the camera here.
Does anybody here know a magic word?
Abracadabra.
Have a banana?
Abracadabra.
What's that?
Cadabra.
Oh, my dad has a camera. Okay. This is a can of soda. I'm going to make this can of soda levitate. This is a part of the experiences you'll see at the Halloween Metaverse Festival, happening October 27th through November 2nd. If you have the nerve or the courage, show up or show out. Watch this.
Gonna spill Coke all over yourself.
Did you see it?
I see it. It looks very risky.
Very risky. Look at that. Look at that. That'd be $7,500. Thank you.
Oh,
That's
wow.
NFT right there. That's NFT.
I'm impressed.
All right.
NFT
How do
that
I?
for sure.
Okay, go ahead. Here's my wallet address. Thank you. With Web3 Warriors, I'm gonna invoice you. Amy, get on that.
Web3 Warriors.eth. That's it.
Anyways, the Halloween Metaverse Festival, we have games, we have the scavenger hunt, we have spaces, we have the elevator. The elevator.
Elevator.
Basically, you're gonna go inside an elevator that's going straight to hell.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to solve some type of challenge before the elevator reaches hell. Don't fall out. If you fall out of the elevator, you're gonna fall to hell. And the devils are gonna get you and burn you. You're gonna be burned by the crypto devils.
It sounds pretty creepy, man.
We also have Vampireverse, where the vampire FUD will come after you, and you have to go into that space and help out with that. Dracula is going to be inside of a coffin, and you got to do something inside of Vampireverse. Maybe you're going to find something. Maybe we have to take a picture and go to Twitter and tag us to get the prize. All of the games have prizes. We also have Camp Crypto Night, where Brooke and I have been talking about a chainsaw. So we're going to be some chainsaws in there. You got to run from a chainsaw. We also have a maze where you have to solve mazes and look at people's art and wearables and all types of things before the ceiling falls down on you. You have to solve the maze before you're killed up in there. So we have a lot of experiences. Also, the Avatar Convention Center, you can walk around there and discover things. So anyone here is welcome to join in. The Halloween Metaverse Festival is free. You can get on your phone. You don't need to connect your wallet. It's going to be something else. We have music, we have games, we have prizes, we have gifts, giveaways, digital wearables, digital assets. And the grand prize is Bitcoin. We're giving away Bitcoin.
Oh, snap.
And
a whole Bitcoin?
We also have gift cards, real life gift cards that we're giving away for that.
Nice.
We have a masquerade ball, a pumpkin patch. We have a wreath creation, and we have costume contests. There's going to be DJs and music.
Damn.
And actually, throughout the whole thing, if anyone participating wants to actually contribute, they're welcome. We'll bring their stuff up. So
there you go.
It's a collaboration.
Collaboration, promoting art, promoting other digital assets. So I assume you're asking people to wear their favorite digital asset costume, or if they don't have one, go to the Avatar Convention Center and snatch one up for themselves.
Where's the brakes? Put on the brake. No, because we have learned the majority of people that are coming will be on their phone. Now, who here has ever connected their phone to a MetaMask?
I will not admit to doing it, but I may or may not have.
How in the world, if it's the majority of people coming, it's going to be their first time ever even using this thing, even going into a metaverse. So to ask someone their first time showing up to buy something is not my idea of utility or value. We want to create value. We want them to show up at us. Hey, we love what you did. How do I get this? Then afterwards, or maybe during, we can do that. But to ask them to buy a costume so they could be dressed, we've seen that. I just think we need to look at a different way now.
And I noticed you have some costumes out here that you can just click on and try on, so that's pretty cool.
For
people who don't have a costume, you can get them tried on for free. So if you show up naked, you can still put on something while you're here.
Right, but we've got to start educating our communities, clients, customers, potential clients. It's more important to connect than to sell, because the money will come when they feel comfortable sharing with others the experience they had. And we want them to come back and to feel safe. And we want them to feel that is what is missing. We all have, everybody listening and seeing this has everything. You have everything. If you can see, you have your eyes, you can walk, you have shelter, a car, you are already abundant. So to wish, that's just my philosophy at this moment. Now, if somebody comes in there with $100 million, hey, I want everything, we're going to sign them up and get this money.
No doubt.
But, you know, just regular people showing up, I don't know. This is Facebook and FBX and Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know if I should do this. But yes, if you want to buy a costume, go into the costume shop and pick the costume you want, and we will mint it together. We will work with you together with you. We will help you get your wallet set up. We will help you get some Matic in your wallet, teach you about cryptocurrencies and how not to go into FOMO, because we gotta like stop this space from being flooded every other week by people losing and being afraid. So I am very cautious about, will you please buy this NFT for me? Because I've been burned.
No doubt.
I have been burned by it. Look.
We've all been burned, man.
Oh my God. Some people can't afford to get burned.
Hard learning
Some
lesson,
people can't afford to be burned, man.
Yeah, we got to help others avoid it, right?
Imagine going to the grocery store and you're buying some milk, and the milk, oh, I'm so sorry, this milk costs $27 today, and yesterday it cost $4, or or it's sour when you go home. We have to start thinking since we're here early, we got to think ahead. I know if we do this, the fruits of that will be multiplied. But yes, if you buy anything for this Halloween Metaverse Festival, you are included in the ACC membership, and you will be included in the legacy of, you get a free birthday party every year. You get access to our token gated events. You get first look and help. This is not security. This is not legal advice or financial advice, but you're going to be one of us. You're going to be in our community, helping us build the next wonderful, beautiful. Look, this Halloween thing is just a seed to the other plans we have. This is a small fraction of what we have planned, and we're trying to learn and be intentional and build something that lasts with a good reputation in Web3. If that means taking our time, or me just learning more, because that's probably what it is. There's other people who know more than me, like yourself and Brooke and Amy. There's people who we're included with who know way more than I know. So,
well, you know more than me when it comes to building in voxels, that's for dang sure. Because I think we all have our different areas that we've kind of really jumped into and kind of immersed ourselves. Personally, like, I've looked at it from a fairly high level, just like the creator economy, building on the blockchain. How is the blockchain creating new opportunities, disrupting industries, helping artists and creators, find new opportunities? That's but that's so broad, right? So I'm not a coding expert. I'm not a building in the metaverse expert, although I love trying, and I'm definitely working on our plot in the metaverse, and pretty proud of what we've got so far. So yeah, to your point, the ability to build in here and learn as you go, and then say, hey, I actually love creating this. Now I can build a broader community around it and have more collaboration and kind of just keep snowballing from there, right? It's kind of exciting.
Snowballing, yes. Avalanche.
That's it.
We're inside of the train, where people were like doing like this with the train. So the train is turning into a steam train, electric train, then it's becoming a plane, and we want to be a rocket. So you can get on the rolling trolley car. You can jump on that.
Minecart.
You can jump on a minecart, a trolley car, but can you jump on a rocket? We're building a rocket.
Let's go.
We're not building a bicycle, although bicycles are good for the environment, and we do promote that. But our trajectory is beyond what we're able to talk. Come to it if you can. It's 7 days. There's no excuse. Learn about it. Help. You can help if you think there's something could be improved. We're open to that. We have a Discord. We're open in all of our Twitters and Clubhouse and LinkedIn. And, this is a tribe. This is not one Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk thing. This is, what fun is that, man?
For the culture, right? It's for the people.
Yeah, come in there and help us build it. Like, do what you can to help, and we'll take the use cases to the corporations that want to come in here, and we'll show them, look, this is how you do it. Look what we're doing.
That's what's up, man. Well,
You know?
I definitely wish you and Amy the best in this Halloween event. I'm really excited about it. Look forward to promoting and putting it on our Voxels plot as well, and kind of collaborating on that tip. I did want to ask, just out of curiosity's sake, you know, looking at the blockchain, looking at the different cryptos that are out there, are you leaning towards any one crypto more than another one? Do you have any favorites, or are you very, you know, like many others in the blockchain gospel community, stuck to this blockchain agnosticism and just, you know, waiting and seeing how the different blockchains kind of evolve? Are you committed to any one blockchain more than the others?
Absolutely. At this moment, the best digital asset I can say is Bitcoin.
No doubt.
Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then XRP.
All right.
All right. Now, that can change. So that is how I feel today.
Cool.
If someone else
got a
has
top
something
three.
else,
I like it.
Yeah, that's it. That's my top three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Now, there's many others, but I just want to keep it simple. That's where my heart and mind is at. And if someone has others, I'll be happy to listen. And I know in the future there'll be, you know, when quantum computing shows up, or when AI starts getting involved. But today, that's where I'm at.
No doubt. No, I kind of agree. Definitely the top two. You know, I like XRP as well, so I have no bad words to say. You know, I think it's cool list there for sure.
Yeah.
What were you building there? I saw you had a balloon.
I'm going to make this heart. Everyone listening and seeing this, this is a Web3 heart.
Let's go.
This heart.
Impressive.
It's for everyone who wants to get rich and be happy and build communities and be in love with themselves and their families and friends and communities. And this is for all the digital communities around the world entering this space. You are not alone. We're all working on this together. We can build this. Now, if I become a billionaire next week, I might be a different guy. But today, this is me.
Don't change, Kbot. Don't let the money change you, man. We're all gonna be millionaires and billionaires, right? That's the promise. We're all gonna make it, right?
We're all gonna be okay. Right. So sorry about the noise. This is a heart, a Web3 heart. This is for everyone. Let's go. Let's build this. Let's make it work. Please come to the Halloween Metaverse Festival. Thank you, Dave, for letting me talk, coming out and checking out the spaces. And we want to also showcase you and your builds. You have good artwork that you've created, and you have a great space. And we want to teleport to you. And anyone listening, you can teleport your Twitter, your videos, your art, your AI art, the pictures of your costumes, whatever you got. We will support you, and you will be a part of our community. We have badges of community members and utility to be a part of our community, and that's where we're starting.
Nice. That's amazing. That's amazing. You know, in my metaverse plot, it's actually creations of other people. It's like an NFT collection. So I'm definitely looking forward to being able to share that and promote it, because it's promoting all the amazing artists that we love. And we've got a pretty good collection, both on the Web3 Warriors side and on my own personal NFT collection. So I definitely look forward to showing that off a little bit in the metaverse, and definitely looking forward to the event, man. I really appreciate all the insights and perspectives that you shared with us. I want to thank all the people in the chat. Definitely amazing, and I hope I see you all in the metaverse for the Halloween event. Oh, now you're putting on a new costume. You're putting on the Kbot.
No, I gotta put the Kbot on.
Let's go.
Now, all of you Web3 warriors, listen up. Listen to Dave. Make sure you come to his experiences and sign on and click his work. The blockchain is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's not a scam. You can make it. Let's go. Web3 Warriors signing off.
Let's go. Let's go. Until next time, we'll catch you all in the metaverse. Peace out, everybody. Take care.
Peace.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.